all around the prison. What it was going to be is at this certain time, when they took off and did what they did, you was going to be able to see because the police was going to come running and all that.
If y'all checking this live,
they were supposed to take off all around the start doing what they do.
Like that shit.
Okay. What happened was,
I don't care about all that.
The Crips were on their way over to the other side of the prison to meet up. I had this meeting with the disciples. Random police stopped them. They never made it over there. They didn't make it. They couldn't go. Boom. So that meeting didn't take place. So now what they did, they turned around and they maneuvered their pieces into a different position. Okay, well look, we just gonna hit this one, boom, 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 boom. Everybody that they decided they was gonna hit, they set it up. And about a couple of days later, at a certain given time, bang, the doo-doo hit the fan. They enacted a successful ambush. They enacted a bloodbath, y'all. Crips didn't know it was coming, didn't have no idea it was coming, was not even thinking about it coming. In every block, even on the yard, the yard was open on the yard, even on the visiting yard, in the blocks, in the different holding cells, you know what I'm saying? At a certain given time, they all moved as one. They targets were, doing a myriad of different things. Some was lifting weights, some was playing chess, some was playing dominoes, some was looking at TV, some was in the cell sleep, some was coming off the visiting yard, some was on the yard. Just all the ones that they wanted, the main ones, they took off. At that time, when they took off, it was a major uproar. It was a major uproar, man. Dudes was getting hit all over the prison. Getting hit. Some of the Crips that was there, did they fight? Yes. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Because, you had, some of the Crips walked around heated all the time. When I say heated, they had their knives on them all the time. Shout out to the homie Nut, man. Shout out to the homie Nut from Opelika. 60 Nut, wherever you at, well, keep your head up, man. So anyway, it was a little bit of stabbing back and forth. Well, no, I ain't gonna say a little bit. Maybe one or two of the disciples took a puncture, but they enacted their plan to the fullest. It was many Crips got airlifted up out of there that day in helicopters, sent to the infirmaries, beat up, smashed up, hit in the head with stuff, stabbed up, just jumped on, all the way around. You know what I'm saying? It was an ambush sneak attack that they did not see coming, man. And they paid the price. It paid the price, man. Dudes was shook up. Dudes was hurt. Dudes was hurt bad. So now you got the police running around all over the prison trying to stop stuff, squash stuff, trying to save people's lives, trying to get the prison locked down. It was a bad deal for the gang that day, man. It was a bad deal. When they finally got the prison back under control, had everybody locked down, start locking people up, sending people to the hospital, airlifting people out, and the whole hookup. It was bad. Afterwards, word started spreading around the whole prison system because at this time, cell phones. So, dudes like, what? Around the whole prison system. So now the initial takeoff, the initial push, the initial ambush was very, very successful for the disciples. Very successful. They all came together. It wasn't just a GD thing. The GDs, the BDs, the IGDs, the BGs, all of them came together. All all of them came together for this ambush, and they enacted their plan. So now, in the days that come afterwards, though, when Crips woke up, now they woke up a sleeping giant, though. They woke up a sleeping giant in the system because, like I say, now the blinders are off. We know it ain't, you know what I'm saying, cool no more. This is when it started spreading around the whole system. Now, in Alabama prison system, Crips outnumber the disciples. Now, it used to not be like when I first got locked up, it wasn't like that. Because the first gang that hit Alabama was disciples. But now, as years went by, the Crips and the blood just, like blowed up, just woof. That's what all the youngsters on the street coming into prison, that's what they wanted to be, Crips and Bloods. Boom. Now, so around the whole prison system, though, that's when the retaliation took off. In prison after prison after prison, they own them phones like, cuz, this would happen, that would happen, this would happen, that would happen. They won that, the initial ambush. They were successful in the initial ambush. But in the long run of it, though, they were not successful. Because when the phones started getting made in different prisons, you know what I'm saying, you had family members of some of these dudes that was chopped up. You had homeboys, immediate homeboys, you know what I'm saying, in different prisons of the homeboys that was chopped up. And not only just that, just due to the fact that they were Crips. The Crip gang woke up. They woke up a sleeping giant. And dudes was coming out their cell in other prisons, running to their other partners. Hey, man, woo, look at this. Listen. Getting on the phone. What? Coming up out their cell, taking off. They, taking off on the disciples. Boom, just doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? But now, disciples, they was getting down too because they got the same phone call. And you know what I'm saying? They had got the same phone calls. In fact, a lot of them knew in different prisons because of the phones. They knew what was going to happen that day, and so they had already been prepared for the fallout that was going to come. So in different prisons, it was going down. When it first reached me, I was maybe. I had just went up for parole. And I had a little bit of time left before I was going back up again. So now when word finally reached me, I was in a prison called Limestone, a lower level prison. So when word reached me, and at this time wasn't no cell phones. This was the prison I was telling you about nobody wanted to go to because it was the snitch capital of the Alabama prison system. So it made it a little bit harder for us to get information because in this prison wasn't no cell phone. We had to get it second, third, fourth hand. People coming in on the chain from different places. Boom. But now, dude named Rock, I'm going to say his name, dude named Rock. He was over the disciples on the yard. He came to me. He came to the block I was in one day, about 3-4 deep. Tune, let me holler at you. Now, we had heard about it. They had heard about it. We kind of heard about it around the same time. So when they came to the block 3 deep, I was like about 9 deep in our block, and because I was talking about something to my people. So when they came, dude come to me, say, Tune, man, Rock outside, man, he want to holler at you. I'm like, shoot, what he want, cuz? He like, man, I don't know. Might be about whatever took place in St. Clair. I'm like, okay. I go out, I talk to him, and the conversation went, basically like this here. Man, look, I know Tune. What's up, homie? I'm like, shoot, what's up, cuz? I say, listen. He say, listen, you know what happened? I know you done heard about it. I done heard about it. He say, man, look, we don't need that here. We don't need that here. I said, man, what you talking about, man? Talk to me. He say, man, look, we getting along. We ain't, you know what I'm saying? Whatever took place in St. Clair, we don't even know all of it yet. He say, man, we know stuff is going on around the system now. He say, man, we've been getting along right here in this prison for years together, man. Ain't been no funk, ain't been no drama. It ain't been this and that. Man, I don't want to see that get messed up behind what's happening in another prison, especially when we don't have all the info on it. I said, okay. Now, granted, at this time, I didn't know the severity of what happened. I did not know who all they got popped. I didn't know who all they got bust up. I didn't know who all had got done to. None of it. I didn't know how. I had no information on that. The whole thing was an ambush and this, that, and the other. I didn't know nothing about it at this time. I didn't hear about it till way later on when dudes was coming in on the chain that was in the prison at that time. So I told him, I said, you know, well, look, man, we ain't finna trip, man. You know, we getting along here. We ain't gonna bust it up. We just gonna keep getting along. He like, all right, cool. It was at least maybe 3 months later when I finally got the whole scoop. Now, did I enact the ambush? No, I didn't. No, I did not. But relations was very, very strained. Relationship between Crips and Disciples at this time in this prison I was in became very strained. Especially when we had a little young Crip dude out of Birmingham come to the prison. Word was sent on him from the Disciples that they wanted him got because he had stabbed one of them. They wanted him got. Word had already reached us what he had did, this, that, and the other. When he came to the prison, he came and went to the lockup. We knew he was in lockup. So we knew he was gonna be let out of lockup. We knew he was getting out. So I called him and let all the homies know. I'm like, cuz, hey man, the homie coming out. If it go down, it go down. Now he had already was in another prison, and the Disciples tried to get it, but it got him transferred to this prison here. So now, and we had heard about that. So now that he was in the prison I was in, I immediately called a meeting and told the homies, I'm like, look, man, cuz coming out here, right? You know, they supposed to get him. They got a what we would call a green light. They don't call it a green light. They call it something else. But they supposed to get him. So I let the homies know that's not gonna happen. Not for free. Not here. It ain't gonna happen. So you know, I'm letting them know. I'm like, cuz, we finna rally the troops, cuz we finna circle the wagons. It ain't finna happen. So boom, everybody was in agreement. But me being the political guy that I was, now it was my turn to go cross that grass to the other block and talk to Rock. And I never forget, man, when I went over there to talk to him, they was looking like, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't there. He wasn't there. When I went in the block, he wasn't there. People was looking. So boom, I told somebody, I said, look, hey, tell him I'm looking for him. I need to holler at him. So now, I guess they took that the wrong way because that night when the yard opened up after dinner, he came over to my block 15 deep. What? 15 deep. Dude told me he was outside. So when I went out, I'm looking at him and I'm looking at all the rest of them. So I'm like, shoot, man, what's up? He like, man, what's up, Tune? I'm like, shoot, what's happening? He like, man, they said, yo, you was looking for me, man. You wanted to holler at me. Say you was looking for me. I'm like, yeah, I was looking for you, homie. Wanted to holler at you. I say, but I want to holler at you. What's all this? You know, what's all this? So now, somebody had peeped it and ran back in the block and told the Crips, hey, man, Cartoon out there, man, it's about 15, 20 disciples out there. He out there by himself. So now dudes rubbing up. Here they come. So now when they start falling out the front door, bloom, 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 bloom. So now everybody looking. I said, ho. I said, hold up. So you know, they like, man, what's up, big homie? Cuz, what's happening? Man, you know what's going on, man? What's up? I'm like, calm down. Hold on. I said, me and Rock finna go. I said, Rock, man, you come to holler at me. Why you bring all of them? He like, man, you know they're my people, man. They don't know what you was on. I don't know what you was on. I just come to see, but they come to see with me because you know these my people too. These my folks. He said these my folks. I said, man, shoot, man, I'm trying to holler at you, not them. I said, let's walk. I'm gonna leave them here. You leave them here. He's like, all right. We walked down by another block, and I told him, I say, look, I'm quite sure that you know such and such is back there in lockup, and eventually he finna get out. I say, man, I know what happened in the other prison, and I know what happened in the prison before that. I say, homie, listen, I ain't gonna beat around the bush. I'm gonna tell you straight up, it ain't gonna happen here. Ain't nobody finna do nothing to him for free. Period. I say, on this one right here, all bets off, all understanding is off. I say, so what is gonna be? He was like, no, Toon, man, I told you, man, when we first heard about that other stuff, man, that, man, you know, we've been living in peace here, man. We ain't gonna trip, man. It ain't like that, man. Boo, boo, boo. We just want to keep the peace in this prison right here, man. All that other stuff going on around the system, we gonna let it go on around the system. I said, all right. I say, that's your word? He said, that's my word. I said, all right, Rock, I'm gonna take you at your word, homie. You know what I'm saying? But just know, if it goes south, this prison is going to be a bloodbath. He said, I understand. Yeah, man. We ain't finna trip with him. As long as he don't come up here tripping with us, we ain't gonna trip with him. I say, cool, homie. I say, I'm gonna make sure he don't step on y'all toes and he don't trip with y'all. He like, all right, cool. So we walked back. He went with his people. They left. I got where my people went in. About 4 days later, the homie got out of lockup. As soon as he got out of lockup, he came to the block, came straight to me. I gave him the rundown. I gave him the 411 on the program, what was going on, how it was going on, boom, 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 boom. Cool. It wasn't no problem. It wasn't no problem. He ended up going to lockup. He ended up going to jail months later for some other stuff. Boom. But we kept in that prison. We kept the peace. We held it down. Didn't trip. Eventually, I went home.
We got Mr. B here. We got Lou Will here. So Lou, Mr. B called you out, said he wanted to play you one-on-one. That smoke, wanted that fade. So, have you been practicing, and should Mr. B regret calling you out for trying to play one-on-one against you?
Yeah, and I say because I'm always prepared for anything. You know, we competitive people, and me and BJ done ran into each other a few times since then and talked our shit and had some fun with it, man. But you know, we are competitive, we all hoopers, and I'm always ready to go. I'm dangerous, but I just felt like when him and Pat Bam started going back and forth, they beat the life out the shit. I was like, man, I don't want.
It wasn't fun no more.
Yeah, it wasn't even fun no more. They was talking different, but that's what it is, man. That's who we are, competitive at nature. And sometimes trash talk gonna get to that point, especially when you're trying to prove something, and you know your bravado is there, your pride is there, your ego is there. But you know, if that's the page that everybody's still on, I'm down to lace up.
I bought my shoes. Mr. B, you brought your shoes.
I got my shoes right there. So
You got your shoes.
if we want to do a little preview up to 3, then we gotta score upstairs. You know.
I'm down to 7.
Oh, well.
What you tell me?
I was kind of prepared for that setup. Hey, K, I was prepared for the setup. I knew what I was walking into.
I got 12. You mean?
these the custom joints too.
Oh yeah, you can't put the white out.
No, I'm down to put them down for it.
Lou
You know
will
what I'm saying?
down to sacrifice.
Yeah.
Custom Lou will. Where's one?
I'm gonna go ahead and take me a shot. We can give a little preview up to 3.
Yeah, you know.
You know.
But I done seen BJ working, man. I done seen him behind everything in his way. Up into his shit.
Get right. Get the perimeter. Come down. Hey, right here. Come see him. I see him. Help. I see him. Get there, get there. Oh, cookie! He's got ball! Hey, yo, right here, buddy!